All right, everybody, welcome back to another episode of the Law with Darren podcast. And today I want to cover ERs versus walk in clinics versus primary care doctors. When you should be seeing them, when are they the most beneficial, and what exactly are their roles. Now, I'm not a doctor, okay? If you're hurt and you need medical attention, it's always okay to go to the ER. But after a car accident, you may be injured and find the prospect of going to an ER to be a little daunting and really not fitting within your schedule. Always make the time to see doctors. But I do want to cover, in my experience, talking from my clients, what I've seen benefits people the most. So, to help me out today, I've gone ahead and enlisted the help of a little document camera here. So, I've really stepped my game up. Let's see if it works. Boom. Perfect, perfect. All right. Whoops. Okay. So, when it comes to the three types of treatment, right? You have your ER or emergency room. You have your walk-in clinic. Whoops. Walk in. And then you have, we'll say, your primary care. So, obviously, we all know what an emergency room is. The emergency rooms are great because it's one-stop shop. If you're dying and you go to an ER, they can get you checked in. So one of the pros of an ER is full hospital. All right? If you're having heart issues or if you're having a brain bleed or if you need testing, you can walk in as an ER patient and basically walk out or get admitted as a full-on patient. Be admitted to the trauma unit or the neurological unit or the orthopedic unit. So if you have a broken bone or if you're having chest issues or if you're really injured, you definitely want to go to the ER. Also, from the scene of an accident, most ambulances will transport you to an ER of your choice. So whether you're in Massachusetts or Rhode Island or Connecticut, that's obviously one of the benefits of the ER. A walk-in clinic, everyone knows the urgent cares, you don't obviously have access to a full hospital. If you go to a walk-in, one of the benefits is they're fast. Compare that to an ER, which is, slow. So we'll just say like 5+ hours. It's a long time to be there. Walk-ins are fast. However, as everyone knows, if you end up needing x-rays, not all walk-in clinics have x-rays, right? So you may find yourself going to a walk-in clinic and then getting referred into the ER anyways. So what does that do? Did you save any time? Not really. I mean, if you're going to end up at the ER. But there's also another option. Primary care. Now, primary care, this is obviously your doctor who knows your case, knows your pre-existing conditions, and is an MD that knows you. So your primary care, when they see you, can do anything. They can order MRIs. They can give you an out-of-work note. That's another good one. Walk-in clinics and ERs can do it, but if you go to a walk-in clinic or if you go to the ER, they're only going to see you the one time. You don't want to go. Let's say if you need to continue your out-of-work note for TDI purposes or just because you're out of work and you need to give a note to your HR person, you don't want to go to the ER 5 hours every 2 weeks. That's a little ridiculous. So you definitely don't want to have that option. So I've seen some walk-ins will take people on as patients for follow-up care. Concentra does that a bunch. You can do that too, as long as you're being seen by hopefully a doctor, an MD, or a DO. Nurse practitioners are fine too. But if you're going to be out of work, you definitely want to get to your primary care because your primary is the one who will follow up on the TDI or disability paperwork in Rhode Island. Mass has their FMLA, Family Medical Leave Act paperwork that will also allow you to stay out of work. So you want to see your primary care, and you really want to see your primary care anyways. If you have one, you always want to loop them into your treatment because, and I'll tell you why in a second, because if you need the diagnostic tests like an MRI, let's say you do therapy for a month and a half and you're really not getting better and you're concerned, your primary can order an MRI. Basically any primary can because They're doctors, MD. So PCP, MD. Obviously, an ER can do the same thing, but you have to go back there for 5 hours and be admitted as a patient over and over and over again. It's not a very good idea. Um, the other thing about a primary care, which is a real benefit, well, let's do one of the downsides. So one of the downsides is getting, we'll say, we'll just say the appointment itself. Don't mind my handwriting. I have terrible handwriting. The appointment, your primary, it's flu season. Everyone's sick right now. Your primary may not be able to see you for 2 weeks at a time, if not more. Obviously, you don't want to wait 2, 3, 4 weeks to see a doctor. If you're injured, you need to be seen right away. If you wait 2, 3, 4 weeks, that's going to negatively hurt your case because the insurance company is going to say that you weren't injured. Or, God forbid, if you're in an accident, the first of the month, and then you wait 2 weeks to see a doctor, and in between that time, you fall at your house, and then it's only after you fell at home on ice because you didn't put salt belt down that you go see a doctor. Well, guess what? The insurance company for the car accident is going to say that your injuries only happened after you fell on ice. And that's not the truth, but that's how it looks on paper. So, that's one of the downsides of primaries. You do need to get an appointment. A lot of them have walk-in like components and express cares. So that's good. Now, those are the kind of the three different ones. Either one really works. For me personally, when I talk to my clients, if you're in an accident, I want them to do at least one of the three. I always tell my clients I'm not a doctor, and they should always go to the ER. Bodies were not meant to be in car accidents. Bodies were not meant to, we literally, our great grandparents most likely didn't drive cars. I know my grandmother never drove a car. My dad was the first person in his family, literally, to drive a car. So, and then I came next. So I'm a second generation car driver, so to speak. The human body did not evolve to deal with speeds of 70, 60, 80 miles an hour. 4 generations ago, we were on horses. So if you're in an accident, absolutely do not hesitate to go to the ER. But if you can't make it to the ER, I would definitely say at least try to get to a walk-in clinic within a day or two, because you just want to document what happened, especially if, you have a fall at a store and there's no ambulance ride. If there's no way to really solidify when you were injured, at least go to the walk-in clinic. A walk-in clinic can give you an out-of-work note too, as can an ER. But like I said, if you need to have a continuous loss out-of-work note, you're going to want your primary care for that because they're the ones. The other good benefit, also walk-ins are cheaper. I mean, a lot of people have health insurance. If you don't, it is, nice to be able to walk in and just be seen for, $150. Obviously in ER, they have to treat you even if you don't have health insurance. It can be expensive, which can actually help your case in a weird way, because, it's not your fault that you have to go to an ER because some idiot rear-ended you. So they're going to have to pay for this in the end. Oh, there we go. The other good part about a primary care is they can refer you to other doctors. Refer to other doctors, like an orthopedic. If your knee hurts, your primary can refer you to an orthopedic. Some health insurance plans require you to see a primary care doctor before they'll accept a referral to an orthopedic or like a neurologist, right? Again, excuse my terrible handwriting. So this is, in the end, the most ideal situation, honestly, is to go to the ER, get checked out, make sure you don't have any brain bleeds or heart issues, or you're not going to otherwise die, and then try to see your primary care within a week or two, or right away. Literally try to see them right away, because, you want to establish that relationship with your primary off the bat, all right? But if you can't make the ER and your primary care is pushing you out a week or two, absolutely go to a walk-in clinic. They're fast. They can give out-of-work notes. They're relatively cheap. You can follow up, like I said, with a walk-in clinic. You can come back in a week. You You can even schedule an appointment with them to come back in a week. They will. I've seen a lot of them accommodate that. And walk-ins are also everywhere too. So I'll just put everywhere. All right. So hope you guys enjoyed the video. The 3 differences. Just make sure to do one of the 3. If you have any questions, and obviously if you're in an accident, make sure to call a lawyer. Let me see. Turn this camera off here. Perfect. So hope you guys enjoyed the differences of the 3 ER, walk-in, and primary care. So obviously, I'm not going to repeat myself over and over again. Just make sure to do one of them, and always call your lawyer. Just because if your lawyer, your lawyer should be helping you out through their experience as to, what makes the most sense, and listen to your doctors, please. All right. So hope you guys enjoyed. Please like, comment, subscribe in the video. If you have any questions, feel free to email me. And have a great day and take care.